Hello everyone, welcome back to Luke's Movie Talk, where I go over some of the most recent movies I've been watching. Just to start off, if you do like the video, make sure to like and subscribe to keep up to date with all future uploads. Let's get into this video where I'll be going over Roald Dahl's The Witches, the 2020 version. So it's based on Roald Dahl's 1983 novel and is the second adaptation of the book. So a young boy, Charlie, is in a car accident with his parents who die, so moves in with his grandmother, Agatha, played by Octavia Spencer. After an encounter with a witch, Charlie and Agatha go on a trip to get away, but the hotel they are staying at is actually being stayed at by a coven of witches as well. Agatha tells Charlie about her friend who was turned into a chicken by a witch when she was a lot younger, and they kind of insinuate that it's Anne Hathaway's character, but you don't get a proper glimpse at her, but they make it seem like, oh yeah, she's been doing this a long time. So during their stay, Charlie is captured by the head witch, who is played by Anne Hathaway, and turned into a mouse, as well as another boy who's staying there called Bruno. It's revealed Charlie's pet mouse is also a transformed child as well. With the help of Agatha, the three mice steal the mouse potion and turn all the witches into ugly rats. They do this by sneaking back into the kitchen and putting it into a pea soup, and they all unknowingly eat the pea soup and just rapidly turning into these really ugly, like half-balding rats that look really creepy and are really aggressive for some reason and start attacking the other witches. I'm not quite sure why, they're just angry, I guess. They also find a witch address book and decide to go after them all and make sure that no more children are ever attacked or harmed by the evil witches. And surprisingly, the kids are stuck as mice at the end of the film. I remember watching the original adaptation, and I don't remember it that well, but I don't remember them being stuck as the mice. I feel like they got changed back. But at the end of the film, it's just like, oh yeah, they were stuck as mice. And then, because at the start of the story, he's telling it as an adult, I thought, oh, Chris Rock's the adult version of the young boy. But no, he's just an older mouse with grey hair. And I was like, oh, okay, they're just stuck as mice. Where's the lesson to learn in this? I thought it was just really bizarre that, oh yeah, went through all this, they got the villain, got the payback, and nope, they're just stuck as mice. I was really surprised. They seem happy though, so I guess it's a happy ending. So Octavia does a really good job as the grandmother, acting basically against nothing for the majority of the film, because she has a few interactions with like Stanley Tucci and Anne Hathaway, but the majority of the time she's like either got a mouse in her hand and she's just talking to her hand, and I think she does a really good job of getting some emotion out of that, because obviously it's her grandson, and if you're acting against nothing, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get the emotional thought out of that. So I think she did a really good job. Hathaway goes all out as an evil, crazy witch. She has a couple of moments where she just locks onto people with her eyes and gives them a really like evil stare, and it's almost unsettling how evil she looks when she stares people down. I thought she did a really good job of that. And at some point, she almost hams up the role with the Eastern European accent, even a bit too much. But I think she walked a very fine line and kept it just funny enough where it was entertaining to watch, and not a bit. Because I know, like Nick Cage, for example, he can ham up his role, but I feel like Anne Hathaway did a good job of not going too far into that silliness. The design of the witches was cool, like the prosthetic rashes they have from the wig and the claws they had for hands, but it's definitely a lot less scary than that original adaptation, because I remember watching clips of that and I've seen pictures of it, and they look incredibly creepy in the original version, mainly because I think they use a lot more prosthetics for like the noses, the saggy skin, and they look terrifying. But compared to this, the majority of the witches just kind of look like they've got bald caps on and they've got like a sock over their foot because they've got no toes. So it's not particularly as frightening. And one of the bigger, well not bigger, but one of the main complaints I had was some of the CG isn't particularly great. Especially, they talk about how, oh yeah, they can sniff out children and they can make their noses really big, and Anne Hathaway's character sniffs around the ballroom area, and the way they CG her nose to make it stretch looks so goofy and silly, and I was like, really, that's what they're going to make it look like? Because in the original adaptation, like the nose is like huge and pointy, and that's where I thought, oh yeah, they've got, obviously showing they've got a big nose, they can sniff out the children and find them. But for this, it looked really goofy, and I thought, oh, they could have done a lot better with that. But yeah, that's really the main issue I had with it. Other than that, I had a lot of fun because Anne Hathaway goes full out silly at times, but also quite terrifying at times. But she is giving a scary performance as this Eastern European witch who's like going after children any chance she gets. And Octavia Spencer is a great other half of that, because it's Anne Hathaway's the bad person, Octavia's the good person, and I think they do a good job of bouncing off each other, trying to, I'm going to win the day, no, I'm going to kill all the children, basically. I had a lot of fun with it, really. I don't know if I'd watch the original adaptation, if I'd feel the same way. I'd probably like that a bit more, but overall I had a fun time watching it, and I recommend you at least give it a chance if you do fancy giving Roald Dahl's The Witches a go. But yeah, if you did like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to keep up to date with all future episodes, and until then, I will see you next time.